It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports. And coming up, we've got Aaron Rodgers. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Jets and the Texans, and it's coming up next.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive, as we have, at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one, as it'll be the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone, with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Jets ball. Three-quarters of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. Taken at the goal line. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Mecole Hardman. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Jets. So a heck of a start to this, so we haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team that just scored, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. So here are the Texans now with a fresh face at quarterback. The second overall pick from Ohio State, C.J. Stroud.
Would you say that last week's performance by him, workmanlike in terms of numbers?
One touchdown, one pick, but obviously a loss.
Yeah, that's the bottom line for him. All he cares about is how do we find a way to win the game. Maybe leans on a few other parts of the offense, and hopefully springs a receiver or two free.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, that's not the way you want to start. A first pass attempt and a first drop all in one.
Well, you've got plenty of time to make up for it, but obviously not the way you want to get things started. Got to shake that off and get going.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting on the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
Looking deep here for Mechie. It got his man complete. Now he's loose down the left sideline. Touchdown, Houston. John Mechie, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Texans need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. That's a great response. You give up the first score of the game, but you go right down yourselves and get the equalizer.
I just had a flashback there. I remember playing in a game like that in college where one of my teammates had said in the media that week, the opposite team would be lucky to cross our goal line. They crossed it in the first minute of the game. On our first offensive play, we scored to answer back. Something similar to what we just saw there.
Very similar to what we just saw. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Well, the Jets offense ready to take over, and they do so behind the now 40-year-old quarterback. He hit that milestone back on December the 2nd. Here is Aaron Rodgers.
After years of flirting with the idea, the 4-time MVP finally found his way out of Green Bay this offseason, guiding himself to the Jets. We know he's already a Hall of Fame lock, but this is a chance to add one more crowning achievement to his resume.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Now a late signee let go. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 63 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
A run there with Cook on first down, but it won't net him much, maybe a yard. Second down coming up.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
To throw is Rodgers. A short throw to Conklin, the tight end. And, CD, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level, and sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Down to the 10, and finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg. Touchdown! C.J. Uzomah from 8 yards out, and the Jets have taken the lead.
This is why a lot of play callers love play action in this spot. You just want to freeze the linebackers just for a second. Then you got a chance to get a quick pass into your tight end right behind them for a touchdown.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. A 10-play drive that time, and it ends with a Jet touchdown. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
Here's Stroud. Man open, that's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Jamie Sherwood there to make the stop. Here's a 2nd and 8. The second down throw now from Stroud. And he rifles one incomplete. This defense for the Jets, very strong in that victory a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. but I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. So we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC as the Jets come back out on offense.
And as we take a look at the playoff picture, certainly still a lot of jostling to go in these final few weeks. For the moment, they would be a wild card team, far from locked up, but that's why this is exciting. These last few weeks, a lot to play for.
So much to play for, and remember, 7 teams in each conference go to the playoffs instead of 6. And not to mention, remember when the league made that move a few seasons ago to put divisional games at the end of the year? So you get to week 16 and 17, you're playing for playoff spots, and you're playing divisional games. Couldn't be more exciting than that.
What do they have for this? 3rd and 11.
Now Rodgers. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a fair catch taken back near about the 35, 36-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And the Texans will take over. They'll start on the ground with Pierce.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
On that play, it was the defensive front that won the battle. They out-leveraged the offensive line, got into the backfield, and held them to no gain.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. The defense gets a hand on it, but he still grabs it.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
A gain of 13 yards. And the Texans first down.
Play action. Here's Stroud. Repeat of the last play. Going to Mechie here.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7. At the Jets' 48-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
And Stroud now to throw. To Pierce, they set up the screen.
Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
And this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback.
New York's offense back out there and set to go. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs. Because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Rodgers throw into the hands of Cobb.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
2nd down at 6 now from the 42.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Up the middle, it's Cook.
And he'll be pretty well stopped at his tracks. Give him a yard up to the 42.
He was brought down by
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Texans 7.
2nd quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Rodgers. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Rodgers with a pass caught by Conklin. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Winds up a very good call there defensively to challenge that one, as that now will wind up an incomplete pass. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Zuerlein's kick is up and through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about one-score lead, two-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. Play action. Stroud now. And this one's incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. Pierce will try to pick it up. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On fourth down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Here's Hardman to return. An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And the Jets will take over. And New York set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. The best way to do it, touchdowns.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Rodgers going to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
Now a 2nd and 10.
At the 44-yard line.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And here's another tackle made at the line. So they're converging well on the football now. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10.
Rodgers now to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
That goes for a gain of 31.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And movement here by one of the Texans up front. In comes the flag.
Titus Howard, right tackle, the man flagged for that one.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a 1st down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. Swings this one out wide for Pierce.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
1st down, Houston.
Now Stroud.
And that'll be incomplete.
The Texans at 500 at 6 and 6. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown.
Dameon Pierce hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Texans have cut it back within a score. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Now the Jets offense gets ready to head back on the field.
Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
A throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll have it past midfield, almost to the 40 before being taken down. 27 yards there, a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
To throw, it's Rodgers.
Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Rodgers to throw once more. It's complete to Cook. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Well, you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing is Rodgers. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Rodgers. Left with no option here but to throw it away.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
A 29-yard attempt.
Zerline's kick is up and through, and that will make this a 9-point lead. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time. Now, Charles, remember they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
Throwing now is Stroud.
Throw left side complete. That's Schultz. And he'll wind up getting this to the 32. A play that started at the 16, and that's how many yards they get. First down.
Stroud's throw pulled in by Woods.
It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line.
Meanwhile, Stroud's throw taken in by Collins.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback.
The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Allen Lazard, an 80-yard touchdown.
And the Jets will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
One play, 80 yards. Pretty easy drive to recap.
It certainly is, but not so easy to execute. Starting on your own 20, you want something to kickstart your drive and get it off to a nice start. They went for the whole thing and got it. That's a great way to send a message to the opposing team.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The corner blitz pays off there as they sack him for a loss of 5. So we've hit halftime here at MetLife.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we want to skip the halftime and get ready for the third quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. The Texans going to take over here to start quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Stroud out of the gun here. On a slant, here's Collins.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Texans.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now a throw here, hauled in. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
8-yard pickup. And the Texans first down.
Running it out of the gun with Pierce.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. The Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Hardman will elect not to bring this out, and the football will be on the 25-yard line. Allen Lazard and the Jets set to go back on offense.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting him, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now it's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Lets it fly deep for Cobb. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Derek Stingley picks it. And the Texans are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Houston set to take over. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 52 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
1st down, they go right back to Pierce. Down to about the 37.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. Stroud on 3rd down now. Right side complete. That's Woods. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Fairbairn on for the field goal. A 50-yard attempt.
Fairbairn able to put this one through, and that gets them back within 10. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Allen Lazard and the Jets set to go back on offense. A monster game so far, 3rd quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers, though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way, and he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Oh, what a juke into space! And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a 1st down.
That's good for a Jets. 1st and 10 at the 49.
To throw is Rodgers. That's caught left side by Hardman. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 4 at the Texans' 44-yard line.
Throwing now is Rodgers. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 28. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking of throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the 1st down and then some.
And again, it's Rodgers. And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Triple foul. Lucky was after.
So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Here's Rodgers to throw. That's to Cook out of the backfield. Touchdown, Jets! Dalvin Cook from 8 yards out. And the Jets are able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter. Not
only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Zuerlein connects on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. And no return from Montgomery. Bring it out to the 25. And now out comes Houston.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
20! A huge play there for Houston. And even 40 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll run with Montgomery. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
This is a critical sequence here for this offense. Things really haven't gone their way so far. This could be their chance to get back into it, but they've got to find a way to punch this ball in.
And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Gotta figure this is one they need here on 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal, Stroud.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will close the gap down to 14.
So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores.
And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about it.
This is caught inside the 15. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 69 yards.
Boy, this has just been an offensive clinic. It's seemingly been one big play after another, and add this one onto the list. When you can bite off more than half the field on one play, things are definitely working in your favor.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Now Rodgers.
Finds Lazard quickly on the slant.
Touchdown! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers.
And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Houston offense running back out, and we'll get another look at John Mechie.
And the previous drive put him up over 1,000 yards for the season, so now it's what you like to refer to, my friend, as gravy time, right?
It is. I mean, he's done it, right? He's accomplished the goal. So the good players, they relax a little, they bask in it. They think this is okay, we've done what we set out to do. The great players decide to push that number as high as they possibly can. I don't expect him to have any let up in his game the rest of the way.
Great thing if you're on the opposite side. He's such a weapon. He just opens things up for the other guys around him.
Yeah, if you're the opposite receiver, you should expect a few passes to come your way too, because I've got to kick coverage in his direction.
3 quarters have come and gone. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Now they'll throw it with Stroud here, 1st and 10. This will be complete to Mechie.
Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
The throwing again is Stroud. Repeat of the last play. Go to Mechie here.
Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
A gain of 9 yards. And the Texans 1st down.
And Stroud now to throw. Open man downfield is Woods.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer.
Pierce now up the middle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce.
His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season.
And the Texans have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to bow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Here's Mecole Hardman. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. And really a lot of guys you can highlight on this offense with how well they've played, but he's one of them. He's been spectacular so far.
I'd say he'd be the #1, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not just the numbers. It's, as you said, I think you said focal point. Well, that's what he's been, and that means he's created other opportunities because they've had to bring the defense to him. He's run it really well. He's caught it out of the backfield. They're trying to stop him. That means there are chances for the rest of the guys to do damage themselves.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Rodgers now to throw. Open man here is Conklin. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. This will wind up a loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
In today's NFL, we're accustomed to the tight end getting downfield and creating plays and wreaking a little havoc in the secondary. Not on this one, though. They diagnosed that one really well.
Tried the dump off, lost yardage. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10.
The football going back over now to the Houston Texans. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. These two have hooked up 9 times now this afternoon as they pick up the first.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. He'll let this go deep for Collins.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown, Texans.
Nico Collins,
54 yards.
And the Texans have made it a 1-score game again here in the fourth.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter.
Texans 37.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Now the current playoff picture, and you can see they are one of those 3 wild card teams, at least for the moment, that they have not clinched that spot, Charles. And look, their message has been clear. We're keeping our foot on the gas to the very end.
And how about the theater and the drama that's involved, partner? The best part, we've got a front row seat to it all. And I think this is obviously the ultimate goal when they added a 7th seed to the playoffs back in 2020. More drama, more teams in it late in the season, and more importance on games like this.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a first down.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Rodgers now on first down.
Locates Hardman for another catch. Here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line.
Give to Cook out of the gun. Nifty move. Gets through and now an opening. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 20 on the air.
And the Jets add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Zerline good with a PAT, and the lead now up to 14. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here's Nico Collins, and this offense getting set to go for another drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 9. Stroud working out of the gun.
Shoves him aside. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
He needed two. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Jets are going to get the football here in great field position. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game. But, boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers.
A short throw to Conklin, the tight end.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. Now Rodgers on the bootleg.
This pass complete to Ruckert. And the Jets are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
First and goal at the 4-yard line.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They've got it first and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided.
Cook is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3.
And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Jets.
Well, 3 scores in this game. I think that deserves some type of a broad gesture. I know in hockey, that's called a hat trick, and people throw their hats out on the ice. What about us? What can we do for this guy?
Well, if I'm his teammates, I'm buying him a little steak dinner tonight, right? At least a skirt steak, probably a filet.
Oh, you're going big. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, skirt is minimum,
skirt
filet
steak,
at
come
maximum.
On. You can't give the guy a skirt steak
That's
his
true.
first
Filet,
3 times.
filet,
There you go.
10 ounce, 16 ounce.
Porterhouse.
Fine.
Taken at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just
into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Chuck Clark picking it up, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season, and in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing, but clearly there's some growing still to do.
So out now come the Jets
as they try to finish things off in this fourth quarter, and that current 5-game win streak looking like it's going to go to 6.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
On 3rd down, here's Hall.
And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
It's 4th down. Brings their line on for the field goal.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.